What's going on? This is Coach Marcus Pro Fan Hoops, and I want to touch on the WNBA a little bit more today. Still, have no deal done, even though they said there's a drop dead date, the deadline, and all that kind of stuff that Adam Silver said. Realistically, you still have some time, um, and they're going to continue to talk to try to get something done. At the worst come to worst, they're going to probably lose some games because of time, so it might be a shortened season, something to that effect. But they're going to do what they can to try to put butts in the seats eventually, if it ever gets to that. But I'm just looking at this massive opportunity that the WNBA is wasted. There was too many times where it was just a lapse. Nobody said anything. Um, I think the WNBA or the Players Association put a proposal in on a like December 20 or January 25th or like late, I think it was late December. And it was like a 4 week, 6 week period that nobody said anything. And I'd have been putting all kind of pressure on it. So I don't want it to make it look like it's the player's fault, but um, there's blame that you can go on both sides. I think the owners are going to always be owners. You know what I mean? They're going to always try to get paid. At the flip side of that, I think for the most part, I understand what the players were looking for, but there were some things that the owners said very clearly that they weren't budging on, mainly being that gross revenue. And the reason I don't understand the reason why the players were content on trying to get 30% of gross revenue of everything before anybody else got paid. All the bills that you owe in a league that has never been profitable, and you gonna stand 10 toes down on you want 30% of everything before anybody or any bills get paid. That doesn't make sense to me. And they stood on that, and that's a big reason why we are here. That's the one thing that they weren't budging on. You getting 5 times your salary. You're gonna end up getting about 5 times your salary. But they didn't want to budge on the shared revenue, and that was the thing, that the housing and all of that kind of stuff. I I'm kind of hot and cold on that because it's one thing they should provide housing if you paying these players 200 something $1,000, especially if you pay them that type of money and they live in New York or they live in LA. That makes sense to me. But if you getting paid 400, 500, $600,000, get your own place, pay for your own place. That would that would extend any type of stipend that they are getting. So we'll see what they're gonna do with that. But everybody's all gung ho now about the World Cup basketball. So that's what we're watching now. I had to find this on True TV. I was looking for this. Everybody's looking for women's basketball. Everybody's looking for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and Paige and Kai Copper and all of them. They all right here on the same team. That's what everybody wants to see. And the WNBA is fumbling the bag. So let's see if they'll get it together and finally get a deal done because we need the basketball because you got to keep this momentum going. You got to keep it going.